is a willing workforce, because he would not have that opinion that, these resources in Alaska and all this, and how private groups got to get in there. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just sometimes I think people that are expert in one area ought to stick to it. And if they want to explore being an expert in another area, then they need to devote themselves wholly into understanding that. They need to explain to the public that they understand. They understand what's caused all the socialistic sympathy and proponents of socialism. Okay, it's crony capitalists that have done this. Okay, it's the Labor Department being deliberately remiss. Who can debate me that they've been deliberately remiss? These peoples have high degrees from college. They know how to set the CPI, the Consumer Price Index, which means inflation. They know how to set it realistically. Okay, so they could have given commensurate cost of living adjustments over the decades. They haven't. I mean, Nick Begich, you're talking about that. Matt Bracken, you're going to talk about that. David Knight, you're going to talk about that. Let's talk about these things, folks. Come on. Don't leave me flapping in the wind. You say you're experts in this because you're talking. You don't give the whole story, man. Let's hear the whole story. Don't just slam socialists. How are you going to win them over to your side? You don't care. Oh, you're just going to go to guns and it's going to come to a civil war and all this. Matt Bracken talking this because he's a Navy SEAL and was a Navy SEAL and all this crap. So what? Are you tougher than me? Let's go. Bare knuckle. I mean, how tough are you? You think you're so tough with your guns and all this stuff? Come on. Let's go. Let's see. I've been working hard my whole life. Okay? I mean, I'm a tough guy too. And I believe these things. I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm a registered Republican. I want the problems fixed. I've been watching this thing unfold longer than you. And I'm tired of it. I was a little boy, and when JFK had his brains blown out, it's tattooed in my brain. I remember it like it was yesterday. The black and white news splashes on the television set, my family and the neighbors grieving, the moaning and the wailing and weeping, losing our beloved president that was giving us hope. He was abolishing the Federal Reserve Bank. From that time on, we had a money printer's coup. The Federal Reserve took over America. We haven't had our country back. Come on, let's talk about these things. You want to get into economic discussions and bash socialists? Come on, let's talk. Let's talk. Remember, perception is reality. A lot of socialists believe they're the good guys. They believe it. Give them the benefit of the doubt. They believe it. Respect that belief. They believe they're the egalitarian ones, the good Americans that believe in equality. The labor class, working class people, that's what they believe. Right or wrong, you've got to respect that they believe it. We had a child, a little 7-year-old girl, black girl, was executed in Houston. Could you imagine? Where is this guy going to go? Where is this guy going to go? He won't live long in jail, I'll bet you anything. But that's some messed up stuff, man. I mean, how sick is that you could put a gun to a little girl's head and blow her brains out? How sick is that? You got to wonder how money ties into it, but somehow, according to Jesus, it does, man. The root of all evil, and by God, that's about as evil as it gets. But, this idea, Matt Bracken talking about how our government's incompetently, oh my God, that's such a euphemism. It's been run incompetent. No. This is deliberate, man. This is how they steal. Okay, what do you think? 2008 was incompetent? Too big to jail? Too big to... How American is that principle? It's like saying, oh, it's okay, the monopoly, let the monopoly run the show. The money printing monopoly. No, it's not incompetence, so no. Oh, no. This is planned. It's just a big fat euphemism for national theft. Whenever I'm watching the news and, there's talk about money, dollars. They say dollars. And every time I hear that word dollars, what makes me want to do? It makes me want to bark like a seal, dollars, like a seal begging for a fish. That's what the American public, humans, money, dollar, God, we're a sick race, man. God help us all. Okay, I'm on to some thoughts from the last couple of weeks. The path of least resistance is typically the path of greatest destruction. When anyone calls themselves a, quote, Christian, they are by default, by extension, also calling themselves idealistic and egalitarian. Otherwise, they won't fit the bill. They won't fit the definition. They won't fit the criteria and are not really true, quote, Christians, but only Christian by name. If anyone honestly and diligently seeks the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, they will find it, but prepare to be traumatized. Yeah, it's the kind of trauma that your father will see you through, though. It's a good kind of trauma. While holding stocks and bonds without sharing is profitable and therefore nice, rather like having your cake and eating it too. But sharing profits in order to create a kinder, gentler, happier society is priceless. How are humans like God? Let me count but a few of the ways. A need to give and to receive love. To be provoked to jealousy. To be provoked to anger. To desire approval. To be generous. To be well-wishers. To love life. To appreciate beauty. To appreciate pleasant sounds. A desire to communicate, to increase knowledge. A desire to touch and to be touched. If anyone sincerely, genuinely, from the depths of their being, their hearts, souls, spirits, bodies and minds, their essence, the marrow thereof, wishes the very best for all others, not some others, one whom wishes that others, again, all others, have all those same things they desire for themselves and their families, has a pure, clean heart and a guarantee, a promise from no less than God himself of being found worthy and deserving of inheriting a better world. Sadly, famous folk cannot know the joy of being a nobody. That's why I'm really kind of hoping that my name never comes up in any, let's say, high platforms of media. You know, I really do like being a nobody. You know, I really do. It has a lot of perks, friends, because, you know, once somebody is famous, and, you know, what do I have to be famous for anyhow? Someone to say, yeah, that's right, good. Keep it that way. I just want to be a friend of humanity. I want people to plagiarize or something useful I say that they feel like they say, okay, I agree with that. Then, you know, convey it in a more palatable, coherent, cogent manner. Because I don't do such a good job. I know I don't. I've got my share of brain damage and everything else. But, you know, I'm working under some handicaps here. But, you know, like we all are. We all get our share of brain damage. But it's good to be a nobody. It really is. Because, you know, the one I want to exalt is the Creator. And that's all, you know, and his Son, Jesus. And all I care about. Perpetual, made-up political volleyball is insufferable. It is not a liberal precept, nor a conservative one, or a libertarian one, or a communist one, or a capitalist one, or a socialist one, or a Marxist one, to suggest that all humans have a God-given right to share the earth. Instead, it is a "thus saith the Lord" precept. Economic science is behind the reason why, in a truly capitalist, free market, supply and demand based economy, the worth of your currency, i.e., your money, naturally, consistently, and invariably only increases in worth. And that is not conjecture, rather, that's an inarguable fact. Imagine the unfathomable grace of God. Although God knows absolutely everything about us, God still loves us. The fact is, therefore, the truth is that humans yearn to serve their fellow humans, to be somehow useful, appreciated, and to gain approval. Conversely, it is unnatural to be selfless, decadent, and only